Snow White, a tale of kindness and bravery. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. Snow White had skin as white as snow, lips as red as roses, and hair as black as ebony. She was kind and gentle, and everyone in the kingdom loved her. However, her stepmother, the queen, was jealous of Snow White's beauty and kindness. Every day, the queen would ask her magic mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror would always reply, "You, my queen, are fair and lovely, but Snow White is the fairest in the land." This answer made the queen very angry. One day, the queen's jealousy grew so strong that she decided to get rid of Snow White. She called a huntsman and ordered him to take Snow White into the forest and leave her there, never to return. The huntsman, who had a kind heart, could not bring himself to harm Snow White. Instead, he warned her about the queen's evil plan and told her to run far away and never come back to the castle. Snow White ran through the forest, frightened and alone. As night fell, she stumbled upon a small cottage hidden among the trees. The cottage was empty, but it looked cozy and welcoming. Snow White was so tired that she decided to rest there for the night. She lay down on one of the small beds and fell into a deep sleep. The next morning, Snow White woke up to find 7 little men standing around her. They were the 7 dwarfs who lived in the cottage. Their names were Doc, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, and Dopey. Snow White explained her situation to the dwarfs, and they welcomed her to stay with them. "We will protect you from the evil queen," said Doc, the leader of the dwarfs. Snow White was grateful and happily settled into her new life with the dwarfs. She helped them with their chores and cooked delicious meals for them. The dwarfs grew to love Snow White as if she were their own sister. Meanwhile, back at the castle, the queen asked her magic mirror once again, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" To her shock, the mirror replied, "Snow White, who lives with the 7 dwarfs, is the fairest in the land." The queen was furious. She disguised herself as an old peddler woman and went to the dwarf's cottage with a basket of poisoned apples. Snow White, not recognizing the queen, kindly invited her in. The disguised queen offered Snow White a shiny red apple. As soon as Snow White took a bite, she fell into a deep sleep. When the dwarfs returned home and found Snow White lying lifeless on the floor, they were heartbroken. They placed her in a glass coffin in the forest and kept watch over her day and night. One day, a handsome prince from a neighboring kingdom came riding through the forest. He saw Snow White in the glass coffin and was struck by her beauty. He leaned down and kissed her gently. At that moment, the spell was broken, and Snow White opened her eyes. She was alive and well. The dwarfs cheered with joy, and Snow White thanked the prince for saving her. The prince asked Snow White to come with him to his kingdom, where they could live happily ever after. Snow White agreed, and they rode off together to the prince's castle. The evil queen, upon hearing that Snow White was alive and well, was so angry that she shattered her magic mirror and was never seen again. Snow White and the prince were married in a grand celebration, and the 7 dwarfs were honored guests. Snow White never forgot the kindness of the dwarfs and visited them often. The kingdom rejoiced, and Snow White's gentle heart and kindness brought peace and happiness to all.